one here sounds the best of all of them that I've got. So, yeah, it's making you sound real good. Well, of course, it's not making you sound real good. It's just allowing me to hear how good you sound. Yeah, I think it's that amplifier I borrowed from you. That amplifier you lending me, that's what you hear. Oh, yeah, that's lending out amplifier, yeah. Those help a lot there sometimes. That's right. Hey, but that hope sounds a little better than the last time you had it out there. That you was getting that bass in your voice. Right. Well, that Slammer give me a radio check, and I changed the microphone element head on it, and tried it on this one here, and he said he liked this one better, so that's why I left it on there. I didn't ask Crazy Man. He was in the bathroom. Is that right? Well, it sounded good. It's got that bass, man. Ain't no doubt about it. No mistaking it. 10-4, I appreciate it. Yeah, I might hold on this radio here and use it a couple more old radio nights. I just like it there. And that's the one that you want to know how many times I shine that grill, you know. Right. 10-4. Well, that Night Ranger, I think he's loading up his computer, and he's getting ready to do a video gate tonight, too. He fell up the steps, I think, and he'll be all right. You said he fell off the steps? 10-4. He walked down on his ears. He couldn't walk on his legs.
I'm sitting here getting the camera situated, but I got it streaming.
Well, I'm trying to find you on my other computer, and I can't get you. All I see is just what happened. Oh, I see it. Okay, excuse me. Hello there, 15-4. How's it going there, Crazy? Get it more better, I won't be able to stand it. Yeah, right, you sounding good back this way. Well, then, you do too. I know he's blowing your speaker out, I guarantee you that. This old guy, he's blowing your speakers out, every one he's blowing mine now. Oh, no. I know he's blowing your speakers out, I guarantee you that. What the heck was that? Don't know. I know.
It's pretty overmodulated, 21. You need to back the volume down on that.
Okay, I see it. Oh, no. How about there?
It's pretty overmodulated, 21. You need to back the volume down on that.
Okay, I see it. How about there? Yeah, I'm recording your recording.
Yeah. So now my recording is going over my recording of you playing back my recording. I actually had a different radio I was going to hook up. You know, I told you earlier I'd been working on the Henry. One tube got to where it didn't want to light up. And so I put the new tube socket in there and tested it, and everything worked good. So I was going to hook the Kenwood 450 up, since I haven't used it for an old radio. Now that's a 20-something-year-old radio, and I hooked it up, turned the Henry on, damn one, that freaking tube didn't light up again. I was like, what?
Burn the solder out of the pins again, overdriving it.
No, I think something, I mean, I think something is, who knows? I haven't looked yet. Something's not right with it. Maybe the solder broke loose or the wire hooked to it. I don't know yet what it is. But I thought I had it all fixed, and it did it again, and I was pissed off because I'm not Yeah, like I shouldn't have to continue to work on that thing now. I should already be working again.
Yeah, see, you're so precise at everything, and you know, if it doesn't work the first time, you just want to destroy it, you know.
Well, it's aggravating me because I already had pushed it in the back burner. Like, all right, you know, scratch that one off the list. It replaced the tube socket. It's fixed now. So, you know, now it's back on the fix it list, and it pissed me off.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went out there and I was building a little chassis for a little 200 watt amp, and I came in here and looked at the DNA Raider, and the width of the Raider is fine. I don't like the depth, so I was going to do 10 by 10 and 8 inches tall, and so I got doing a bunch of stuff, and finally I got out there after I had to fix my bicycle tire went flat, so I put a new tube in it, and I got to building the chassis, and somehow I got it in my head it was 8 by 8 by 8. And so I built it, then came and went to drop the transformer. It's like, I didn't expect it to be that cramped, and then I came back over and measured again. It's like, oh crap, it was supposed to be 10 by 10 by 8, and I made it 8 by 8 by 8. So now tomorrow I got to get back out there and do another 10 by 10 by 8 box.
Well, save that box and build a reverse preamp for Crazy Man.
No, I could do a 2-tube without, you know, you know, I don't want a 6-LQ because of the prices, but I could do 2, you know, similar type tubes. I could do that. I could fit 4 if I wanted to. I was planning to do 4 JM6s, but anyway. No, yeah, 4 JN6s, but anyway. Now I'm going to have to go back and build a 10 by 10 by 8 box.
Yeah, the JN6s ought to be fairly cheap.
They are. You can get them for what, $6 a piece, something like that.
And that's a 50 watt tube?
Yep, 12-pin Compactron.
Oh, okay. Nobody knows you can make something out of them.
Apparently not. But it should work. I've got 4 of them that I just got in from RF Parts. It wasn't much. It was like $6 a piece, I think.
Wow. Hey, you hadn't said what you were talking on tonight there. I'm looking right at it, so I'm going to tell them what you're talking on. You talking on that radio that Crazy Man said he wished you wouldn't talk on there. Go ahead and tell him.
It's the one that 21 loves so much he sends me emails begging me to talk on it. He says he wishes he had one. It's my favorite CB radio of all time. Realistic TRC-451, 40-channel sideband, AM sideband, mobile on an Astron power supply with a D1A4. And they came out around 1981, and I think they were out to about 1985, and I just love this. Butterfly had one, Crazy Ken had one, we all loved them. Frequency stable, great receive, great noise blanker, good all-around radio. What was the question? I didn't hear it. I didn't understand it. It is a great radio. I think it sounds good, talks good. I've been using one. I bought one in 1984, and I've been pleased with it ever since. Sandbagger has this one and the Cobra 2000, and he said he actually liked the receive on the 451 better than the Cobra 2000. Now, I've never set them side by side, so I can't say, but that's what he said. Let me go let the dog out. She's over here whining. I'll be right back.
I don't know. Come on, tell us. Careful who that is. Oh, okay. Where you at? Oh, you must I don't know what happened to my radio. Did I loan you a reverse preamp? want you to be at the thing tonight. What do you call it? Hockey game.
The boxer.
Okay. It's not bad. It's just about 1/4 of what you normally run.
Looks like a pony wash ground. Try it again now. I got 5 on you.
Yeah, I got Night Ranger Carolina Pirate. I got him on the top of my radio here. On another computer showing his radio up there too. I don't know how long I'm gonna leave it on top of that radio because that radio gets real hot. Horizontal. I'm dead sure I'm on vertical, but I worked on mine today and got the rotor back in it. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Well, while I had it apart, I went ahead and greased the ball bearings, took each one of them out, a great day, and greased that thing and put it back together. I used to be scared to take one of those rotors apart. Now I found out how to do it. I'm still not 100%. I'm still scared of that directional control in the top. So I don't know. I have to mark everything. I don't know how to do it any other way. So we'll see how it works. You ought to be able to get 15-4 when he puts those big beams on you over there. You might want to call him ahead of time and schedule an appointment so you don't blow up your radio when he keys down. Right.
Yesterday, you come across my TV, 45, it is directional, because you're knocking a hole in everything I got down here. Yeah, you're keeping my strawberry back. Pipe wrench and lock it down on the pipe and take it by hand, like you do it in the old days. That's how we used to do it all the time. You got that right. Oh no, that'd be hard.
I had a rope tied on the back of mine, drugging around the yard there whenever that guy supposedly rebuilt mine, and he didn't rebuild a brake in it, and it's an old rotor I had on a set of PDL2s on James Island. I never noticed it was kind of getting stripped out because that antenna didn't have very much wind load on it, so it didn't move it around with took it down, tied, went to Harbor Freight, got a rope, 100 and something foot long, a small rope, you know, tied it on the back of the boom, and that's how I would turn the thing if I didn't want to turn it the other way, and I'd tie it off. So I did that for a while. About 9-10 years ago, 9 years, maybe not that long, 9 years ago. Okay, good. And how long did you live over there? About 30 years. That's where I thought. That's where I really know you from. That's where I grew up. I grew up on New Zone. Yeah, I lived over in Riverland Terrace over there. I grew up behind the Firetown Police Department on Riverland Drive on Constant. Yeah, that's where I lived at, on the corner, 602. I lived at 601 Constant. Well, you lived across the street from me then. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was thinking I knew you from somewhere. That's crazy. I know it. Yeah, down the street was, what was his name? John, shoot. Anyway, you know, he electrician and all, and he had that house in behind my house, and then he went down there and built those houses for his kids in there, and he had something to do with the electrical lighting on the Ravenel Bridge, and right after that, I think he died. John Mazel, I knew him very well. I knew his whole family. I grew up with his whole family. He lived right across the street from me. Yeah, John Mazel. Yeah, I knew all the Mazels. I knew more Mazel, the one that died when he hit the church when he was young. Simple. Yeah, small world, buddy. Yeah, Mr. Festerman, you know, he built that block house back in behind there. You know, his son was the elevator technician, but Mr. Festerman, he was working at the Medical University, and I used to bring his tractor down there. He'd go down to the end of the road down there and plow down there somewhere down there, and he'd always be breaking the plows. You know, he'd come over there and I'd weld them back up for him. His daughter, Beth, was my babysitter when I was young. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. How about old Mr. Stone that had the stroke and always out there putting all kind of leaves in his yard and then walking around with that tiller? Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, man. I like living over there, you know, and, you know, people say, oh, man, traffic is terrible over there. They should have been over there whenever before they built the James Island Connector. I don't know. Was that at the very end? Yeah, at the very end, yeah. It was on the end of the bridges right there. We used to go in there and steal our damn fish. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I can tell you those stories about that neighborhood, buddy. Yeah, there used to be a guy on the radio that's down there at that pond on down Riverland Drive, on down before you get to kind of across from the golf course. There was a trailer park in there. That was Georgia Moon in there. Yeah, he's the one that was getting on your friend down in Ravenel there one night, and he actually took a Vector 4000 in one piece and tied it on top of his truck and went down there with a key on him. Matter of fact, I wound up with the antenna when he left, and then I gave part of it to 92 when he was fixing his antenna off of parts of it there. Yeah, man, there's all kind of stuff going on. Did you ever hang out at the Ram Room? times there, but I was mainly working out of town a lot. When I got home, I didn't want to do any ramming. Yeah, my son, you know, them, he went to Murray Lestane over there. And we used to go all, me and my two sons, go all up in that swamp and woods all back up in there. There's a ton of land back up in there, an island and all kind of stuff, you know, back up in behind that school all the way to Stono River. That was a lot of fun, man. Yeah. That was a pretty piece of land down at the very end when the motorcycle people lived down there, you know, in that trailer. I never could figure that out, a multi-million-dollar piece of land and had a $10 trailer on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me stand by on Bucket Mouth, and I know that Night Ranger's back because I've seen his shadow going across from the radio.
You know, when I was doing Skipgate last summer, I was using that unit in Bearcat 980, and the front panel on that thing was so reflective you could see me sitting, you know, behind the radio and all that. So I had to take like a little folder and put it behind the camera, so you couldn't see me sitting there on the video gate, you know. That case came walking in the room in my bathrobe or whatever. I didn't want that going over the video gate.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know you know exactly what you mean.
I looked it up. That 6J and 6 tube that I picked up, yeah, this thing's $5 or $5.60 a piece.
Alrighty there. Did I drop down some? I should have dropped down there 15-4.
Yeah, you right on the edge, though. Not mine. You right on the edge of my strawberry patch.
Yeah, I rotated it probably, goodness gracious, I don't know, not all the way around.
Yeah, actually, the difference is you peeing right on 9 pounds and going into the strawberry patch before you was in the strawberry patch on the key.
Yeah, I don't know, I have to get everybody's geographical location, man. I'm gonna get me a rotor coming up, because this thing's working, but it's flat all the way across the band, and I'm talking about with a load on it.
Yeah, I don't think you gotta have that problem. I think it's working like it's supposed to be, and probably better than you think. It's just directional, and you gotta figure out the direction.
Yeah, I'll be able to go back to the video gate later though and kind of look at what I did and see the differences. What about over there? I know that Night Ranger, did you change anything the last 10 minutes? Or are you still talking on what you were on?
I'm talking on the same thing.
Okay, I couldn't hear you at all, and now I got 10 pounds on you, so it's working.
Yeah, I must have been in the back of the antenna or the null spot.
Yeah, definitely, especially since 15-4 said I was blowing holes over there in his place earlier. Yeah, I got to try to figure out what happened over there at your house, 21. Did it come up for you? Should have. I kind of rotated it towards you.
I didn't remember. It sounded louder. I really didn't. On this radio here, it's kind of got a glare on the meter, and but it sounds louder. And I'm looking at Night Ranger's meter, and you over there about 9 dB or so, 10 on him. Isn't that what it is there, Night Ranger?
I wasn't looking. I was over there playing with the clock. You can see that now showing up on the video game. But he sounded fine to me. I don't think I was in the room when he first came in.
There's Star Patrol.
Well, that's good, man. Hey, I'll just tell you this, Bo. The antenna cost me $30. I built it out of aluminum angle and pipe that I took out of a repipe job there. Put it on angle iron, U-bolts, ferrite, 2,500 watt ferrite balun. It's pretty good construction, man.
What is it?
It's a dipole, homemade dipole.
Oh, okay. Is it you got on horizontal since you're rotating it then, I guess? Yeah, it's 3/4 inch M tubing, which gave me phenomenal bandwidth. I've used it 15 meters to 11, all the way to 10 meters. It doesn't want to tune up on 6 meter though. Yeah, I got a dipole out here. Mostly I use it to null out if I want to hear, like when I'm trying to listen to skip coming in on 38 lower sideband. If somebody's jamming the channel, I put that on there and turn it around and stick them off the end of it, and null them out.
Yeah, 410. Oh, gee. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate you guys tolerating me out here testing it out, man. I appreciate that for sure. Anyway, I'll turn it loose, man. I'll be here listening in. 45 grand in this creek. Back quiet.
I had to get that computer off of that radio.
Do what?
I said I had to get my other laptop off of that Cobra. It's getting too hot.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Especially a laptop, it needs to be cool. But I tell you what, man, I did this so I could get a little bit of horizontal presence, and I think I succeeded. But you know what? It wasn't something I just threw together. I did a lot of research, and a lot of research. It took me 2 weeks to build it.
Yeah, 410. Now you're saying you use 3/4 type M copper tubing?
Roger that. Yep. And I took, I have to send, well, you don't have, I gotta get your email so I can send you some photographs. I mean, it's built, it'll probably withstand, because of the balun, it probably won't withstand more than about 3,500 watts. But if I went another balun, I'd say this thing will handle probably 30,000.
Yeah, 10-4. If I get one, you probably always have to make sure it does like 35 watts there, because I always try to run as low as I possibly can all the time,
Yeah, well, I didn't do that to run that kind of power through it. I just wanted it to handle the duty cycle. I ain't got to worry about nothing melting down or anything like that, man. That's all I say. I won't divulge it,
Yeah, what I do is I loan people preamps so they can hear me better. That way I don't have to run any power.
Come on, man. 410, well, this is only a test. It's actually for a 10-meter operation there. But anyway, I just wanted to hear it in performance.
Yeah, okay, I was kidding there. Yeah, well, shoot, man, you got all those licenses and all like that. You can do, and that Night Ranger, man, I tell you, I'll do all kind of stuff there. And like that Star Patrol. All right, well, I'm standing by.
Anyway, it's great to have a backup, too.
10-4. Star Patrol, you're not going to talk?
Come on, man.
Oh. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Come on.
No, just a second ago just before I said that.
Just a second ago before you said that.
Okay.
That's my little radio. Oh, Android 99.
out there in the distance?
Babalu is always in the distance.
Oh, maybe now you can hear me. I said, I have a box on it. I said, Babalu, all I want to do is check it in. I had to go do something with my wife there. Sorry I'm coming in late.
Everybody barefooted, Babalu. Cut that thing off.
Yeah, we're all completely barefooted and completely ignore that relay smack you hear when we key it.
I'm barefoot and pregnant, but
I'm just...
Barefoot too, right? Oh, everybody else is barefoot. Okay, all right. I can see my invitation. All right, check you guys out later. I'll be listening.
I always like those amps you see on eBay, the ones that they're actually called barefoot, but it's got like a bear paw on it, and so that way you can tell people you're running barefoot.
Yeah, but I'm running barefoot, just a plain radio.
And that big mouth of yours.
Uh-oh, there go that crazy guy.
Is that what's carrying that signal, that big mouth there, crazy, you say?
Yeah, lean your lips.
The box hooked up to this radio.
Yeah, crazy got all that watts over there.
I already got it in my truck out there.
He's got lean your lips.
Yep, that's what crazy has. Yeah, I'm sitting over here looking at this boxing match. I'll pull it back.
You number 3 needs to get together on that. He loves that boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be watching it. I don't know. I don't hear him out there, so he might be watching it.
Been watching the last 3 days. I heard him on the radio.
I ain't seeing who he is. It's on a regular Fox channel. They got a couple of them on here tonight.
First time I like to watch boxing in person. Then you miss a whole lot of action. You watch it on TV, you don't see that thing shot on it.
I ain't seeing who on there. Yeah, buddy. Well, I just key this radio down. Don't y'all key on my little radio tonight now. I'm best.
What you just said, you run everybody off the radio, could you, and your for the radio.
Yeah, I don't know why there ain't nobody talking when I'm talking. All right, I guess I get off of this thing. I'm going back and watch the boxing match.
Okay, you be careful. What you just said, you run everybody off the radio, could you, and your for the radio.
All right, crazy. Somebody else was trying to talk at the same time. All right, we pulling back.
I got Star Patrol catch you later, my friend. They call me crazy. We're back out.
Oh, dear. All right, back there, 15-4, evening time to you. Old Star, I'm sitting back here watching the boxing match. I'm pulling back.
We also want to say good evening to that ghost stalking Babalu. Yeah, good evening right back. I'm doing some work over here, but I'm listening. Hey, 15-4, good evening right back to you. That's right, Babalu.
yeah, top of the evening there. Babalu, 45 in the creek. Yeah, he must be on my no-hear zone.
We can hear you, 45. Get up.
5 in the creek.
I'm up on a dead carry out there, yo.
45, get out of there.
Ain't nobody doing no
Oh, gee, what's been going on, Star? 45 grand, right back.
Oh, nothing much, man. Just kind of sitting back here. Oh, being a better half, kind of did a little riding around and did a little shopping and came back in here. And I see these boxing match coming on, so I'm going to sit back and look at them, Roger.
Hey, fuck in on that. You hear that, number 3? He's got a boxing match on over there, Blake.
Yeah, I
I didn't have time to watch out when I got hit. But I did watch that Manny Pacquiao one.
Yeah, it's on regular Fox, the Fox network. This is the first one. They got about 2 more coming on after.
45.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're my hero.
They got some featherweight fellas, featherweight fighting right now.
Star.
45. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, did, you know who come back from Columbia yet, Robert? No, I don't know. I don't think so. It's weird. I've been calling him half of the day, and he always calls me back. I just wonder if he made it back. I don't know if he if he coming home tonight or tomorrow or what.
They got me 116, it's on radio, we're back out. Alright, you're crazy, and I heard your station on back wire. Yeah, we got an order from me.
See you later, Storm. I'm gone.
4-ride, you're there, 4-ride, no train 21.
Yeah, Roger. I tried to keep on Crazy Man, but you got him buried over there. All right, I'm back out.
4-ride, you're 4-ride, no train, no pay. Y'all have a good evening, man. Man, this Cobra 29 LTD Chrome with this and back out.
Crazy Man, watch out.
I know you can feel me.
Everybody peeing on everybody.
What's Chrome edition you have over there?
I know, they told me to hang back here and let everybody get their try.
What's that radio? My barefoot radio can't get over some of them fellas. This barefoot E99 back wide.
Get in the 61. Get in the class 61 and score with the way they go.
Hey, 410 Storm, all right. I was trying to find out what Chrome you have over there. You said you got 29 Chrome. Which one you got?
Wow, that play make a whole lot of noise. That's the only easy back. Y'all take care of 10-6, 10-7 at the mobile. Storm, 10-7 go.
Hey, Storm, he wants to know what Chrome you got. 29 LTD Classic or what?
Yeah, 29 LTD Classic. Over 29 LTD Classic, the Chrome edition. They're right.
Okay, I got the black Chrome over here. I got the black Classic, 29 Classic black Chrome, don't you?
Yeah, I got the black Chrome in the storage room. I got the black Chrome in the storage room hooked up there, right?
Hey, Tim, okay. Yeah, I got that one by the mobile. That's my second radio. That one I need the back seat, so when I need a backup, I use that one, don't you?
Yeah, it's all right there, man. Hey, boy, I good radio, but I just like to tell me this. I ain't know too much telling to me, but I just like, a Cobra 29 is a Cobra 29 in my book, there, right?
I ain't tell you what, yeah, it's just a little shiny, that's all. It's just shiny, that's the only thing, but them Cobras, they can't beat them radios, man. They put a lot of them against them, but them double-pluggers do the job.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, then, I ain't come to stick and stay. Y'all have a blessed evening. Take care, please. Do it again another day, another day. Y'all, here it is. Man, it's a bird until 7 go.
28-10-7, yes. You know it can't be up your mouth. I want to talk to you.
This thing going over there. I'm going to hear another end of some of it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Hey, you got me in the wind. You got me in the wind over here, don't you?
Yeah, I was just trying to do what I can do, man. I was just trying to do what I can do. I can't do much more, but I'm doing the best I can. What I got right here, I guarantee more to you. Y'all know who you are.
I got a good copy on you here, number 3.
Yeah, it starts with a Z.
Yeah. Sound like that's that number 3 in the circle out there. You're gonna have to turn on that station thing that says station over there on that other side. Turn that thing that says station, turn that on. Oh shit. Look right beside your radio and there's something else up to the radio. Yeah, it says station on it. Check it out later? Oh, okay, all you gotta do is turn it on.
Alright, I'm back. I'm on the vertical side.
Good.
You climb up there and turn it?
No, oh yeah, I did that with the beamer a while ago. I'm gonna get me a rotor though, but I went back vertical to my regular antenna.
Yeah, that maybe was a hard job.
No, it ain't that hard at all, man. I got it set up just right. As a matter of fact, all I gotta do is get the rotor and put it together and take it off the mast, stick it in the rotor, at your place earlier, but it wasn't supposed to be that, that directional to that point where I had any losses. There's no reflector. So I shouldn't have really had, I guess, but I had a low area, so it's definitely directional, because I couldn't hear Night Ranger at all earlier when he was talking. He was talking to 21, and I went out there and turned it, and then I had 10 pounds on him.
Dipoles have pretty sharp nulls off the sides of them.
Ain't no doubt.
That's why I have a rotatable dipole out, because it was this on 38 lower sideband for like 6 years, 7 years. As an idiot in Madison, Ohio, he kept trying to jam the entire United States. And whenever the skip was rolling, and I'd turn that dipole around and null him out.
Roger. Yeah, man. I hear you. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I'm glad it works. That way, if anything ever happens with the one in the tree, at least I can still talk.
How high is it compared to your vertical?
The beam, the dipole I was talking on was 28 feet high, and the vertical is 110 foot.
All right.
Yeah, but everybody knows you can do amazing things with you get up 30 to 40, 50 foot with a horizontal antenna. I mean, you're going to see amazing results. It probably needs to go up just a little bit more. When I get the rotor, I'm probably going to put it up, a little bit more than what it is. Not much, probably 5 foot or so. I'll be up there about 35 foot, 40 foot.
I ran an experiment several years ago with 3 different dipoles at different heights just to see the difference. And I had one at 18 feet, and I had one at about 50-something feet, and I had one at 70, probably 75, 80 feet. And when close skip was coming in, there wasn't a huge difference. But when California was coming into South Carolina, I could go on the low dipole, I might not even hear them. I'd go to the 50-something foot dipole, I could hear them a little. But man, when I got up there to 75 to 80 feet in that dipole, they jumped up out of the noise from nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be putting it up that high, not planning on it.
Well, getting it that high makes a big difference with that low angular radiation when you're talking to somebody in more than 2,000 miles.
I guess it might if you were looking at line of sight, but really, man, the way it loads off, I mean, it's just catching a different, the DX rolls, be catching a different angle. So, bleeding on my neighbor, I'll be back.
45, are you out there? Are you out there? Are you out there?
Are you over there playing with 21?
What now? What'd you say?
I said, what is it? Is that like a voice coder or whatever?
Yeah, hang on. Go ahead and talk. That's too fast there. Go ahead. Talk.
I thought about sometimes I have a Lisa Quadriverb multi-effects processor that was made early 1990s, but much more advanced than anything you generally hear up to a CB radio. I use it on my guitar, electric guitar, but I've considered hooking that up and doing some of the effects on that thing that the CB generally's never heard of.
Yeah, 10-4, that'd be cool. I'm just experimenting here. Let's see, I don't want to do it half the time.
45 first well there, first well there, first well there. 45 first well there, first well there.
Trying to make this for Crazy Man so I can leave it over his house.
45 first well there, first well there.
That sounds pretty good there, 21.
Crazy Man, where'd you go?
I fell off his chair.
I ain't fell out no damn chair. I got a seatbelt on it, thank you. 45, are you out there? Are you out there? I can do it.
I'm gonna make you one, Crazy Man.
Okay.
I went and looked downstairs to see what sheet metal I had around. I have enough sheet metal, the right size to make the chassis now for the 10 by 10 by 8 box, but looks like I'm gonna have to make another trip over to Lowe's to get another piece for the front and the back that's 8 inches tall, unless I take the 12 by 22 sheets and put them in the shear and cut them down.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of money on that metal there when you can get it real cheap. Hang on a minute, right there. Here, Crazy Man. Yeah, I know where you can get it at a lot cheaper if you want me to tell you anyway. That's all right. I'll tell you.
Yeah, send it to me in an email.
Right. Trying to fix up for Crazy Man. Crazy Man, you out there? You must have went to the bathroom.
Well, here, let me call him.
Crazy Man, this is number 3, I love you. Crazy Man, this is number 3, I love you.
Hold on.
Yo, how about a number 3? 45 in the creek.
Talk.
Crazy Man, this is number 3, I love you.
Oh, boy.
I ain't going there. We got something rough to him, though.
Alrighty then.
Crazy Man, this is number 3, I love you.
Crazy Man, this is number 3, I love you. That number 3 got something in his throat and can't get it out. Oh.
That ain't me, number 3. 45, stop all that crap.
Let's see if I can do this, and I don't know if it'll pick it up or not.
Hello, Crazy Man. You're my hero.
It did, but do it again.
hold on, I knocked the camera off with the D104. Alright, let's try again.
Hello, crazy man. You're my hero.
Heard it that time. I'm right here, waiting on you to turn it on.
Check your email. Check your email.
I'll check it. I can't right now because I got it, computers tied up.
Crazy man likes below chicken.
Now it's like I'm having the SWR challenge. Oh boy.
Crazy man likes below chicken.
It's not quite getting the pronunciation right. Try again.
Crazy man likes below chicken.
What? She said.
Crazy man likes below chicken.
Oh, chicken. We ate that chicken today. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it said crazy man likes buy low chicken.
That's right. I eat it today. Ain't nobody get no more.
Let's try a different voice.
Crazy man likes below chicken.
I don't make the chicken. I eat it.
You didn't know he was teaching the beagle how to talk, did you?
I think both of them put it up.
Talk to Crazy Man.
Crazy man likes below chicken for breakfast.
Below.
You done wrong that time. Talk there now. We got broken up.
Hello, Eliminator.
Yeah, I had to do that too. But it said below. I had to type in BUYLAW or LOW. BUYLOW to get it to quit saying below.
Yeah, but I don't worry about you over there.
I guess that's what you're doing. I'm doing a text to speech converter. Is that what you're doing in 21?
Yeah. Moving the thing around and letting her eyes follow it around.
Yeah, as you move the cursor, she follows the thing around.
Yeah. I put it right between her nose, you know. Eyes go together.
Hello, Alexander the Great.
Let's see if Mark's listening.
Hello, Alexander the Great.
Man likes below chicken for breakfast. Crazy man likes below chicken for breakfast.
I finished off my bilo chicken today at lunch.
Crazy man likes that Fermunda cheese for breakfast, is that what you're saying?
No, he likes that fried chicken at Bilo that they have at the deli.
Crazy man likes below chicken for breakfast. I don't eat it in the morning. Chicken.
years ago, there was this game called Redneck Rampage for the computer. It came back in the 1990s, and it had this very redneck trucker type sounding guy, and he said these kind of funny things. And I took those sound bites and put it on channel 19, like wired it directly into the radio, and he'd say kind of insulting stuff, and I had some of the truckers arguing with that because they didn't know it was a computer. It'd say stuff like, it'd say the typical redneck type stuff, I'm better than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest and all this kind of stuff. Leonard, that was the guy's name in the game, Leonard. He had this friend, Bubba. He'd say, "Hey, Leonard."
45, are you out there? Are you out there? 45, are you out there? Are you out there? 45, are you out there? Are you out there?
He's taking a nanny.
They had the redneck girl hillbilly cheerleader too, and I'm pretty sure the voice was the actress that did Ellie Mae from the Beverly Hillbillies. It had to be her. It was just too much like her, and she would say stuff like, "Hell, boy, I'll slap you bald-headed." That game was a lot of fun, Redneck Rampage. They made several of them. I think I played just about all of them except the hunting games.
I don't remember it there. I don't remember it. Some Rampage where you had like this big gorilla and some other thing climbing up the side of a skyscraper, and he'd take and tear the thing up. And what I used to do, my son would play it. I beat on him with the other one,
Yeah, I remember that game. This is completely different. Redneck Rampage. Leonard was the hero, supposedly, the game. And, I mean, it was funny. It had all the redneck hillbilly cliche stuff. To get your health back, you had to eat pork rinds and moon pies. and of course, at one point when you had to go into a trailer park to fight the villain, a tornado got after you, and you had to run from the tornado. You had the old coot redneck trying to shoot you with a shotgun, and he kept saying, "Get off my land!" He had the Sheriff T. Hobbs, who basically was Buford T. Justice from Smokey and the Bandit. That's more or less what he was. It was a lot of fun, and then one of the monsters you had to fight was a jackalope.
Oh no. Trying to get two things at one time. How's my hand getting in there? Okay. Delayed.
My beagle has picked a bad time for me to insist that I should play with her rawhide bone. She's sitting here looking at me with her rawhide on the floor.
Yeah, that video I got showing now up on top there is going to work because it's infinity. It's showing what I'm talking on and playing it back, and it just keeps going like one mirror looking at the other mirror, so that ain't going to work.
See there, now you get to see Bailey Beagle standing there wanting to play.
man, let me get over your channel. Give me a minute.
Okay. Let me know when you're there and I'll put her back on.
Alright, I'm hunting it down. I gotta get off of this one here. Hang on, let's see here. Hang on.
I got 21 on the computer tonight, got Night Ranger on the phone.
That's bad.
Whoever thought there'd come a day when you could see the person on the other end of the CB while you were talking to them?
Yeah, that's weird.
Just think how many men would have saved themselves countless hours talking to some sweet voice to only find out she was 350 pounds.
You got that right.
Okay, I got it set up where I can watch you and me.
Night Ranger, Eliminator, Salt Blade's waving a hand.
Hello there, Salt Lake. Yeah, I'm seeing the, what is your beagle's name? I see that, tube caddy you have there. That, is that a, RCA tube caddy, or is it a, oh shoot, that other name there, starts with an R.
A tube caddy, what you talking about?
Over at Night Rangers, over there, is RCA, or that other, shoot, that made the TWR2 radios, shoot, man, I don't know.
I just showed it to you on the video gate.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Looks like General Electric.
Yep.
Okay. Well, isn't that RCA way?
Well, no, not back then they weren't. They were separate companies, you know. At some point the name brands just kind of got bought up, and who knows behind them now. General Electric sold off the rights to use their name on home electronics to, what was it, Tompkins Electronics, I think it was.
Okay.
And RCA, I think that name got sold off as well.
Saw Blade, you doing okay?
Yeah, 10-4, roger that. I've been hearing y'all in there, but I got some music in the background, so, you know, she got it up pretty loud there.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're on that Johnson 250 50th anniversary radio. It's sure sounding good.
10-4, I believe it's a 1974 Johnson Messenger 250 solid state.
Right, 10-4.
Maybe a little box on the side or something.
Okay, yeah, it's doing great.
10-4, roger that.
Saw Blade, number 3 in the circle. He can hear you pretty good. Let me stand by. I sure wish you'd cut that thing on over there, number 3 in the circle. Or get on your PDL2s and turn them up this way.
Yeah, 10-4, roger on that. Turn him this way, because I cannot hear that number 3. Hey, Saw Blade said he can't hear that number 3. Turn them things this way.
Make sure when you key up, you can leave that Roger beep off there. Go ahead there, number 3 in the circle.
Yes, Saw Blade, I hear you over here in Park Circle. They call me number 3. They call me number 3 there, Saw Blade. I know you go ahead and get out there at Kiowa Island sometime. I hear you tonight.
Baby, don't lay down.
He was talking to you, Saw Blade, but he's got the capability over there, but you know, he's got a reverse preamp that he's loaning me, but he won't turn it on.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. I didn't have any contact with him there. I didn't hear anything. Number 3 saw Blaze waving a hand, and I'm back out listening.
What is his 1020 there, 21?
He's kind of sort over there near the landfill and Moss Corner side there, Roger.
Yeah, 40.
Roger that. I should be picking him up fine, but I don't hear him coming through my speaker. I got my squash turned to the full max there. Hey, we got Eliminator's antenna lifted up there a little bit today there. Man, that was a job. Let me tell you what, man. We got that thing lifted up, and that thing almost looked like a U. And man, I'll tell you what, man, that thing was a job.
Oh, I know. I bet you. Well, the wind wasn't blowing too bad. That was good.
Yeah, I don't even know if it would have mattered if the wind was blowing, man. That thing was, man, I'll tell you what.
He does receive better now, though.
Yeah, I definitely hear you in there now. Alright guys, I'm gonna back on out of here, man. Work on this SWRSU over here with my regular setup. We'll catch y'all later. Appreciate you having us in there. Top of the day to everybody out there. 21, have a good one. 45 grand around the creek. Back quiet.
All right, 45 sounding real good there. And we're going to get on the side there. And enjoyed you being in there as always. We're back out.
Yeah, 45. My road says you sound pretty good, too. Good night, 45.
Okay, yeah, good night, fellas. Appreciate it, man. Catch you later.
Cheers, I'm back in the bush.
Catch you later at 15-4. Everybody else have a good one, man. We gone. Hey, 45. Saw Blaze waving a hand. You have a good night there. Oh, gee. Yeah, we waving. I just got a little SWRSU that popped up because I had everything disconnected and doggone put it all back together. Of course, now it ain't working right. Guess I better go back to the homebrew antenna. Catch y'all later on, man. I'll figure it out. We'll see you. Bye. Roger that on the SWR.
Alright, 45, catch you later.
Hey, you too there. I'll catch you later too, my friend. Didn't even know you were out there in 1940.
No, that's not. That's Mr. T.
No, he sounds just like 1940 over here. Well, Mr. T, you have a good one, brother.
Alright, yeah, we're over here in the corner.
21, you watching the video?
Yeah, I am.
Alright, on mine, here's the chassis I built. I was meant to do a 10 by 10 by 8, and then I got confused in the process and did a 8 by 8 by 8, although I can still do it. There's plenty of room to do a 2-tube in here. Still got to put some screws in the bottom part and get the tops all straightened out. But I went to go put the transformer I was going to use in it, and went to drop it in. I was like, that's not as much space as I was planning. So then I got back and measured it and realized I had made the box too small. Although I've got some other transformers I can stick in there. I could do a 2-tube with that, and I've got some smaller transformers. So yeah, I was a little miffed at myself for making the box the wrong size.
Man, that transformer looks like about a 2-amp transformer.
I got it for $40, including shipping off eBay. 600 volts at 300 milliamps, and then of course some 6 volt filaments and 5 volt filaments.
It's not even an amp being that big.
Nope, it's 600 volts at 300 milliamps. It might be a little better than 300 milliamps, but that should easily do. I'm thinking I can do easily 200 watts with it or better.
Right. Well, don't let 15.4 see that reverse preamp in the background.
Oh yeah, wouldn't want to be mistaken. That's an 8-tube reverse preamp.
Yeah, 82
Yeah, and I won't, if you're watching the video gate, I won't let him see this reverse preamp either. He don't want to see that one. Because he might envy how much reverse preamping that one does.
I know. That one there lets people hear you way off. I mean, they hear you, you let them hear you. Or they hear, I don't know, reverse preamp, let's see. Oh, yeah. You let them hear you. That's
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I got to put that. I'm aggravated with right now because I thought I had that problem with the tube light not lighting up fixed after I replaced that tube socket, but something's probably just come loose back there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in there and this time I'm going to use silver solder. That ought to fix it. That's got a higher melting temperature. Let's see it melt out.
10-4. Let's see, now that one there has the chimneys on it?
No, it doesn't, which I wish it did.
Okay. Well, I've got a reverse preamp that what I did is I stuck a muffin fan up underneath there and wired it to a 9-volt wall wart transformer so it wouldn't be real loud. It still blows real good and it blows right on the pins.
Well, that blower pumps plenty of air in there. I took the bottom cover off the other day and was checking it, checking the voltages and all that. And man, it was making my hair fly up. So that blower on that thing's pumping plenty of air. But I wish it did have chimneys, but they stuck the tubes so close together they couldn't stick them in there. I really don't like that. I like the Drake L4B a lot better because it's got more space in there.
Right. Well, see, you got Mark over there, Alexander the Great. You got him on your channel, so I couldn't get him on mine. So what I'm doing, I've got your video running on another computer up on top of the radio. So I'm getting him on my live feed by default.
Okay, let me show you my other transformers that I got for $50 a piece, including shipping.
Go ahead.
I gotta go get them. Hold on.
10-4.
Hey, that sounds weird talking on the radio. Wait a minute, I gotta show you something.
Yeah. Well, it's like Dick Tracy had that wristwatch telephone, Well, they got them. I mean, it's like Star Trek had those flip phones. They got them. I mean, I tell you, well, flip phones are coming back. That's my favorite phone, but I'm not paying $1,300 for a smart flip phone. That's what they're going for. A Motorola Razr, over $1,300 for one.
Damn!
All right, you ready, 21? Watching the video?
Good.
You can have the old one I got.
I like them because if I drop them, it don't hurt them. They're gone. Go ahead and let's see the transformer.
All right, they're on there now. Two of them are identical. And the reason they got little pieces of tape on there is because I had to go in there with the, and figure out the, the leads that were in phase so that when I hook them in parallel, they won't screw up. These are two identical transformers. Got them for $50 each, including shipping. 600 volts at over 300 milliamps. And I had to go through it and figure out, which wires were in phase and which weren't. So that's why there's little pieces of tape on there so that when I hook them up in parallel for the Vigor amp, they won't blow up.
All right, now, how are you finding out the phase of the wires with the, doing it like, ohming it out, continuity check between the wires?
No. What you do is you hook the two transformers up separately, and of course I got the light bulb in series, and so it's doing lower voltage. And then you take the secondaries of the same color, and they're supposed to be same color, same voltage, and then you tie two of the legs together like with a twisty thing. And then you take your ohm meter and you check the opposite ends. You're basically making a center tap transformer, and if they're out of phase, you'll see 0 volts between the two opposite end taps with them tied together like a center tap. And if they're in phase, then you'll get double the voltage.
Okay, well, you lost me from hello.
Okay, you know what a center tap transformer is?
Yeah, I'm just kidding, yeah.
Okay, well, with a center tap transformer, let's say if you got a 12 volt center tap transformer, then you should see 6 volts from one end of the center tap and 6 volts to the other, right?
Right.
Okay, if you take 2 transformers and you hook them up at the same time, and I'm talking about the primaries, both hooked up to AC, and then on the secondary side, you've got two secondaries of the same voltage, same color. You take one wire from each transformer and you hook them up. You tie them together so there's like a center tap transformer, and then you test the voltage from the center tap to one side. Let's say it's 10 volts, and the center tap to the other is 10 volts. So now when you do from the far end to the far end, you should see 20 volts at they're in phase, and you get 0 volts at they're out of phase.
Okay, let me go get a pen where I can write this down. I know. Hey, I stole Alexander the Great from you for a minute.
All right.
ATG is everywhere, everywhere. How's my radio?
Now my camera's out of phase, out of focus.
You gotta turn that reverse preamp on over there. 3 in the tree. Babalu can't hear you. Gotta get another fuse. Thought I had some out in front. I looked around, but I didn't see none. Oh, okay. Looking at, what's wrong with that other one, that high gain? No, that's afterburner. I know, okay, it's not high gain afterburner? Well, it might be a high gain. Right, we should have a fuse in it that's big enough to handle that.
Alright, break.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I found it. I was about to have a doggone coax fire over here, but I had the wrong feed line plugged into the dang output. The final output going to...
Oh.
Yeah, hook my 214 back up. I had RG8X hooked into it, and of course I was doing some testing, and I was way out of the league for that feed line, and I had to change it back to 214. That 214, what is that, 75 ohms?
No, that's 52. No, wait a minute, 214, wait a minute. 213. I don't remember. It might be 75 ohms. I thought it was, let's see, RG 213, 214. I don't know, I get mixed up with that.
Well, it brought my SWR way back down a little bit.
10-4. 10-4. I remember a long time ago over there, I don't remember their handle, it was a brother-in-law of what was his name, Crawdad, that used to live over in Ferndale. I went over there to his sister's house, his brother-in-law over there. They lived on Eagle Drive. They had a base station over there, and they were really getting out good and all. And I said, I was looking at the coax, and I said, why don't you get the bigger coax? I mean, and he says, well, I get this free at work. I said, really? I said, how do you get it at work? Oh, it's cable TV cable. I said, you got to be kidding me. And I checked with SWR meter, and that 75 ohm, like they use in a house, was like 1-to-1. Unbelievable.
It should be about 1.5, but it would still work.
I know, it was killing me. I said, man, that stuff ain't gonna work. And boy, it did. I mean, they didn't have any problem. Butterbean's in there. Oh, 50 ohms, yeah. Well, what's 214? Who knows what that is? Night Range, you ought to pull that right off the top of your head there.
I don't know. Somebody didn't have any audio. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but in any case.
Right. Yeah, they got it. They're keying up out there a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be 75 ohms probably, or 50 ohms.
I've got some of it around here somewhere.
Check. back down to 1.2. I was about a 2.8.
To put that in.
I changed it. I had one of the wrong jumpers hooked in there to the wrong side of the preamp.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. ATG, that's that Alexander the Great there. He said that 214 was 50 on there too, Roger.
No, that's good. I was worried about it. I was trying to figure out why it brought it down. But it worked. But now I got a bunch of noise on my monitor. You hear any buzzing on me? I'm good.
You're good there. Now, what did you say you did with the 214?
I put that back in line with my jumper coming out of my main output. I'll just word it like that for the system.
Okay, so it's added links to your coax, links to between the radio and the ventral antenna. It added links in there.
Yeah, the final, it added, I took length out, and actually, I took a 18-foot long RG8X jumper and replaced it with a 2-foot, actually it's a 3-foot long 214 jumper, final stage to meter that goes straight to the antenna.
Okay, yeah. Well, sometimes you have to play magic with that, with those jumpers. People say it doesn't work, but I've seen it do it. So if it's fooling the meter, it's all right with me.
Well, it's only has to do actually with the SWR between my driver and my main preamp. Are you lost yet?
No, I'm right here. Got Mr. Mud Duck out of Australia in there saying hello to everybody.
Raji, hello, Mr. Mud Duck. 45 grand in this creek. Sitting on back. I guess he saw that on the gate.
Yeah, no, he's actually talking to me right now on the radio. You can't hear him?
Yeah, right. I imagine if I pull up the messages, he'll be on there. But I don't sound muffled to you, huh?
Negatory.
Yeah, the only problem with me messing around with all this stuff in here and taking it loose is then I gotta straighten it all back up when I want to go back to my main running stuff, you know?
Hey, Babaloo. Where'd he go?
Hey, 21.
Yes, sir.
I think that guy in Australia, he wants to get hold of that. He wants to borrow that preamp from Ranger, that big one.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah. He would need a little bit extra there sometimes. So, Night Ranger, do you have a good, like a wooden crate that we could fix that reverse preamp in and send it to Mr. Mud Dog?
Well, before I sell it to anybody, I got to get that tube lit back up, although I'm sure it's nothing serious. I think probably what's happened is maybe one of the connections didn't stick or something. I'm gonna turn it upside down tomorrow and get in there, and hopefully I'll be done with it. You know, the Drake L4B's got a lot more space in it. I was in and out of that in no time at all, replacing that tube socket. But Ed Henry, they crammed it together. So I was like twisting this way and twisting that way, and this bent this way and that way, tool and all kind of stuff, trying to get in there and get those screws in and out.
Oh, I know.
The L4B is definitely easier to work on.
Yeah, it's kind of unique with that vertical board in there with all of the daggum diodes on it.
Yeah, I've only had to get in there one time and replace some diodes. One time I keyed up and the central air came on, apparently sent the voltage spike in there and popped 2 diodes. And I did have to go in there and replace those 2 big resistors. They got old, those big 50 watt, whatever they are, power resistors in there. They started burning up. I did have to replace those.
Those square ones, did they crack?
No, they're big round all-mite ones, great big long ones. There's two of them.
Oh, I got you.
I think that's the voltage they use to turn the tube off when it's not transmitting. I think that's what that is. Pretty sure that's right. That they kick that voltage into the cathode, makes it more positive so the tube shuts off and isn't constantly running current. They're not like, the DNAs, they remove the plate voltage via relay, but the Henry and the Drake and the other ham amps, they don't do it that way.
Yeah, 10-4. Whenever they were redoing the elevators they were put in the 60s, they're those big giant relays, click, clack, click, clack, 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 every time somebody does something with an elevator, in the elevator room. Well, they tore all of that out, and I got a lot of the stuff, I don't know why, just junk. But anyway, I was going to build a gigantic dummy load, and I got those big gigantic resistors, they're about 2 foot long. Come to find out they're wire wound. It wouldn't work. They'd be inductors.
Yeah. Yeah, you want non-inductive.
Yeah, I thought, man, I got something here. I can make about 20, whatever the limit is, dummy loads of these things. And then I started looking at it and reading up on it, because you had that tap on it. You could slide up and down to get what resistance you wanted, And I didn't know at the time. But so anyway, if you need any of them, I got them.
I should be good. I got the two new all-mites. I stuck them in there. I looked in there and I smelled a little smoke, and I looked in that power supply. It was like burning down a fuse, like a little fuse slowly burned down in there. And I replaced one, and I guess it was just old, and the other one started going, so then I had to replace the other one. And then the new ones, they kind of smoked a little bit at first. You could smell them because they were new when they were first getting hot.
Let me ask you a question. You're using OBS on your video. I don't know how you can stay with that look that you got whenever mine looks completely different. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I'm using OBS running under SUSE Linux.
Okay. Well, my screen looks different than yours. Yours has kind of like just a regular YouTube video page, and then mine is different there. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're about to get a feedback on my camera, but there it is. Laptop running SUSE Linux and OBS.
Okay. What is that picture of right there?
That was OBS on the laptop screen.
Okay, so that's actually showing that would have been showing your radio?
Yeah, it shows what's currently the camera showing on my screen.
Okay.
Where can I see all this stuff at? It's on YouTube.
Yeah, go on YouTube and look on my page, or look on Carolina Pirate. Carolina, it's a Carol. Mr. Carol is Carol, and then Anna, and then Pirate. That's him. And, and then mine is Dirty Diaper 21, and it'll be where it'll say live. Yeah, they fought me about mine. They said, you can't have that on there. You can't have Dirty Diaper 21. You can't have that. I just kept appealing it and putting it back on there. But about 5 times they give up, so they sent me an email, said, welcome to YouTube, Dirty.
Yeah, in mine they think I'm Carol, so hi Carol.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to set it up and I said, Carolina Pirate. No, Carolina's not your real first name. Okay, my first name's Carol and my last name's Anna Pirate. Okay, Carol.
Yeah.
Does Carolina Pirate have something going on live here tonight on YouTube?
Yeah, he's got it live right now on his.
Oh, okay, I see it. Let me click.
Yeah, you'll see a realistic TRC-451 CB radio.
Ouch. SWR too high.
circle?
Yeah, I see it there. Let's see if I get some audio.
2.1, 2.2, that's too high.
Is that you, Sundance?
Budweiser.
Budweiser?
Bud, yeah. Yeah, 465.
Where you at there, 465?
Bono Beach.
Tim Roger on the Bono Beach there. Did you used to live off of Remount Road?
I did. That was eons ago.
Yeah, I used to live off of Remount Road, and it was like a dead-end street. And if you was coming down Remount Road and going towards from Rivers, you turn to the left over there.
Actually, no, that was somebody else. I live in Hanahan. I used to live in Hanahan.
Okay, because I knew Budweiser over there, and we used to joke with you and call you Butt Wiper.
That might have been me. That's right. Man, you know some of them old school rascals out there like, what's his name? Oh, Chinaman. I miss him. And old Grandmaster. Them rascals still running around?
Well, Grandmaster just was on there. He's changed his handle to Palmetto 45 there. He used to be Grandmaster 45.
I know that instigator. He can't change his name on me. I know who he is.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah, he's Palmetto, something like that. I don't know. Palmetto Man, you know.
Alright, well, there you go. How about that rascal they called Carolina Kid? He's still out there?
No, Carolina Kid isn't out there anymore. Got Roundabout out there.
Hey, Budweiser. Sawblade, here's you in here. Over here in Monk's Corner. Sawblade, here's you in there. Hey, Sawblade's waving a hand. Budweiser.
Yes, sir, I got a house full of you. I got to be careful because this is a 10-meter antenna, so I'm looking at a 2.2, 2.7 SWR. I don't like it.
It won't hurt you.
You don't know this radio.
Oh, okay.
857D?
That's something that Night Ranger would have to get with you on there.
That's a Yazoo, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a Yazoo. I ain't even supposed to be here, Roger.
I got a couple of those that ain't supposed to be here.
So I'm not here.
Yeah, man, look, hey, man, don't even worry about that. Shoot, anyway, I ain't gonna say nothing.
I need to get me a 11-meter antenna there. That would save everything. Need to get me probably an Antron or something. I don't know what yet.
Yeah, the Antron is better for the wind, you know, and really I don't see that much difference in it. And the other one there, it won't handle as many watts, but the wind doesn't tear them up as bad as that IMAX 2000. That thing will get to huck-a-bucking up there, and it'll be belly dancing up there, man. One will whip one way, and what'll get them is when it bends one way, and then that wind hits it, and before it can straighten out, it's done slammed it back the other way, and it'll pop it a lot of times.
I'm running you probably don't know, a Ringo Ranger. That's what I'm on now.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. I had one of them, and the Vector 5, V58 is basically a Ringo with ground planes on it.
Yeah, I don't have no ground plane. Just got that ring at the bottom. I don't doubt I could probably try to put a longer element on top, get a little more length on it, and I might get in this band.
Yeah, I know what it is. I had one. I'm just saying that one there is just like the V58, but it doesn't have the 4 ground radios up underneath it, but it's basically the same thing. But that is a good Cushcraft made that antenna at one time. So you're in Hanahan now? So SWR got him.
I got some kind of 9 dB noise over here. Just all of a sudden went to 9, right there where you were at, about 9 plus.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I need to let you borrow that reverse preamp there so you can hear me.
About to get a modulator from a fella out down the road here. But it's a 0 swinging 1 or something.
10-4. You say you're in Hanahan now, or are you not there now?
Well, I haven't been out there in a while. I moved out here to Bono Beach. So I'm bouncing it across the lake there. And, you know, that's where I stay now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said Bono Beach, yeah. Well, 123 lives out there in Macedonia, and sometime he's on there, so he's a real nice guy. 123 bootlegger.
You remember that fella they called Trouble on 33? You know that rascal?
Yeah, he hadn't been out there. A couple years ago, I heard him out there.
Down around Channel 4, you'll find him. He's still out there.
Oh, really? Okay, I hadn't heard him in a couple of years there. He must talk to those guys up there around Johnsonville and stuff like that, up around, that area.
He was out there by Mepkin Abbey tonight on 4, and I believe he stayed out in Hollywood or, Rand's Howells or something, Ravenel or something.
Oh, yeah? Huh.
I got an antenna tuner right here. I can throw it in line and get these SWRs down, but I don't think it'd make that much difference because all that would do is throttle my power.
Right.
You take it up here to around 28 meg, and this radio throw 100 watts, and you'll get a house full of it.
Oh, yeah. Number 3 in the circle, did you get on the Carolina Pirates webpage? His YouTube page? He done disappeared.
Where are you at?
I'm over here outside of Somerville, between Goose Creek and Moss Corner.
Roger. That's a nice microphone you got there. It's got a nice tone to it.
Yeah, it's on a 23-channel Cobra Cam 88 from about 1968 tube radio.
Yeah, I've got one similar. I got to go find it in the attic. It's a Courier Conqueror 2. That's what it's called. And it ain't the first 23 channels. It's got crystals in it. There's only 23 of them, but I don't know which ones they are.
Right on that, yeah, Courier Conqueror, yeah, I know about it there. I got a lot of Courier radios there, the old tube type there, Courier 23, Courier 23 Plus, Courier Royale, I don't know, let's see, I may have some other ones. I got a lot of the mobile Courier radios. Some of them don't even have a meter on it. One of them even has where you stick the crystal in the front.
Yeah, this one's got that triple nickel on the front of it.
Triple nickel, I don't know.
They still do that nowadays. I remember back in the day where that 555 upper side was amazing.
Well, when the skips, when the sunspot's more active, yeah, I think there's still some stuff up there. I never really paid a lot to it, but I know I went there a few times, and Europe would be up there, and the islands were being there.
Some of us up there, I talked to Black Dragon out of West Indies and made a video gate, and I hadn't been back in, must be about 5 years.
Somebody came in there with you. That other station, go ahead.
Yeah, I said I used to hear them up there. I never went up there that much, but I know you'd hear the islands in there a bunch, and then you'd hear Europe in there when the sunspot activity was a little more active.
Where did Matt go?
Matt?
45 years ought to be burning by now.
Oh, yeah. radio?
Yeah, he said it looks like I got it mounted like a trophy. It is my favorite one.
Wonder you don't have it in the bed with you.
No, I don't take it to bed with me, but if I had to only have one CB radio and get rid of all my others, this would be it. This is the one I'd keep.
10-4. Is that a Cybernet chassis?
No, it's Unity.
Oh, okay.
It's not very friendly for extra channels. I mean, it is possible to do a mod for extra channels, but it's a pretty ugly mod, and even when you do it, it's kind of convoluted the way it works, so it's best to just leave it straightforward. So if you want extra channels, you're definitely better off with a Cybernet chassis.
Yeah, well, after all the time that, you know, trying to do radios and all like that over the years, back then, they didn't have export radios, and stuff. Well, you had, the Stilltronics and the Yaesu and all like that, but I'm talking about regular radios. They just don't, it doesn't work good. After a while, it seemed like they start having problems. You start getting in there and messing around, especially on the one that's got that tuna fish can. You pull that off of that daggum PLL circuit, start putting heat in there. You got to be real careful, and eventually it's going to kill it. If you're going to keep a radio and have it like an older radio, don't do anything to it. Just leave it alone. Want to talk on other channels that's not in it, get another radio.
Yeah, I think the only one I ever did, I mean, I tinker with stuff, but the only one I did and kept like that was when I was playing with, that crazy Krakow. I just wanted to see what that chip would do. I never messed with that chip. It was the PLL01, not the 2A, a 01. And I just went in there to figure out what it would do. And I got it to go up to like channel 65 and stuff. So it was a learning experience. That's the only one I ever did that to and left it.
Who's North Charleston? It says on your thing. See, I'm checking you out there. North Charleston. I hear Bono Beach on the web with 21, but not on my radio. Who is North Charleston?
That's me. Roundabout number 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know. So how did you put that on there? You set up a YouTube account with the name of North Charleston?
Yeah, 10-4. That's my YouTube account.
Did they say hello, North?
Man, they don't say too much to me, I get on there. I like to listen to the music, from bands and stuff from the old days, and I'll say, yeah, they were really rocking. I saw them back in 1975, but they're all dead now, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, normally they fight you when you got a name like that, but I guess the robot didn't figure it out, but, yeah. But, did you ever check mine out?
No, not yet, because I could hear, like I put on there, I could hear that Bono guy just fine, on the web, but I couldn't hear him at all on my Excalibur.
Right, well, go on my YouTube page there and get on there so I can click on North Charleston.
What is yours?
Dirty Doctor 21.
What did you say, Dirty Doctor 21?
Yeah, that's who I am. That's me. You might check, Carolina Pirate there, and but check mine. If you want to know North Charleston 1, that's who the heck is that? I just had to look over there and see it.
I didn't know who it was either till he chimed up on the radio.
Hey, 21.
Yes, sir, come on.
Did you change cameras or something?
No, what happened?
It's a good solid picture on there. It looks real good.
10-4, no, that's the one that I've been having, but what I did do, it's been giving me trouble. So there's something wrong with the end of the plug of it on there, and I like that camera. I like the camera that I got, but if you bump that part going in the radio, it'll knock it off. That's what happened last week. I had to make 3 different ones because I bumped it course, Night Ranger said it was my fat fingers, which I don't really have fat fingers, but anyway, he has a fantasy about, I guess, fat fingers. I don't know, but anyway, I taped it in there and put a piece of electrical tape and pulled it tight where it couldn't get out.
That looks real good, man. The details outstanding. That close-up you got there, I can almost see the serial number on that thing.
10-4. I've got another radio like this one here. I've got another radio exactly like this one here. I don't know how. I always try to get another one for parts because, so well, you can get parts and hey, there's some stuff in them that you can't get. But I've got let's see, that's an 88. I've got a 98, which you'd think would be an 89. That's the transistor one, but the 98 looks just like this one, except instead of it being chrome, it's black, and it's the same exact size radio. I didn't know what the difference of it was, but I'm gonna get it going there pretty soon.
It's outstanding picture. I mean, the detail is unreal. I can see under that microphone and the phones and fine-tune. I can see that says Dynascan Corporation, Chicago, Illinois.
Wow. That's clear.
Very.
Night Ranger, you got Smarty Jones over there on your thing there. He done bailed out on my side. He's over there on your side now.
Yeah, he's tossed you aside like an old girlfriend.
Yeah, I know it. Didn't even get any bouquet of flowers.
Hey, Night Ranger, isn't that the radio you almost got into a problem with visiting people when their parents weren't home?
Say that again?
I said, isn't that realistic, the one you almost got into a problem with because you was visiting people when their parents weren't home?
No, I don't think so.
He's the one talking about your girlfriend or some girl invited you over there to her house and, had the radio or something like that. And then when you got over there, y'all were, things that was going to happen and all like that, but you ran away and got a big old bowl of banana pudding.
Oh, she had a realistic TRC-451, which is a 40-channel base came out about 1978 or 79 or 80. Yeah, that was Midnight Stallion. She called me up. I was 17 years old. It was the first week of summer vacation, but I just turned 17 between 11th and 12th grade. She invited me over, and so I got in my mom's station wagon and drove over to her house, and I got there, and her mother and father were not there. And yeah, she wanted to play, but yeah, and I looked up on her her top of her bed, and yeah, that was a TRC-451 little 40-channel base. So this is not the same radio now.
Hey, you go, Night Ranger, you go. You go, man.
Yeah, I was 17 years old. She was 16, and yeah, we were, yeah. But I told that story on the radio, and I said, being the true CBer I was, in the middle of the love making and whatnot that was going on, I happened to look over her shoulder and take note of what CB she had.
Oh, man, that's the best story I've heard on here, I think.
Yeah, I got on the radio one night, and like I said, I just turned 17, and I heard her in there talking on the CB. I didn't know her. And I just went in there and talked to her and flirted with her a little bit. And she, keep in mind, this is back before the internet, she asked me to send her a picture. So I sent her my school picture, literally mailed it to her. And she apparently liked what she saw, so she sent me a picture of her, and then she invited me over. And the first time, Mom and Dad were there. And, I think I kissed her a few times, but then, yeah, I got another phone call about a week or so later, and this time when I went over there, she had called me and made sure Mom and Dad weren't going to be around.
Looking back now,
Yeah, at the time I didn't even think about what would happen if Dad came home and caught me with her back in her bedroom, and yeah, but wasn't even thinking in those terms at that point. Of course, I didn't know when I was going over there that her parents were going to be there. I didn't find that out till I got there.
Yeah, you don't start thinking about that stuff at that point in time.
No, I walked in the door and she led me back to the bedroom, and that was all I was thinking about.
Roger that.
That was making back in the day of them shotgun weddings.
Yeah, she moved off not long after that. She had to move. She moved somewhere, and I don't think I ever saw her again after that. But that's all right. It wasn't like I was, it was just a two-time encounter, and then on to the next one.
I'll be right back here now, Ranger.
Okay.
If anybody goes 10-7, enjoyed being out there tonight. I got to run real quick. I'll be right back. I'll see you.
Okay. There were a couple little CB teenage, encounters. One was, there was a guy, his CB handle was Big Dummy. And he invited me over to his house, and his sister, younger sister, Pebbles was her handle. And I'd heard him talk on the CB, but I'd talked to Big Dummy. So he invited me over, and I walked in the door, and Pebbles saw me. I was about 19 years old, and apparently she liked what she saw. So she called me up at some point. She got my phone number somehow. Oh, she called Greg, the devil. Anyway, she called me up, told me that she needed a ride home from work, and yeah. Tina was, I think, was Pebbles' name. Let's see, I was trying to think if there's any other CB romances. Oh, Desert Flower. When I was 14 years old, I was going to the skating rink, and there was this older girl named Sunflower, and I used to go talk to her. And she was like a senior, and I think I was like ninth grade. And so I just go talk to her. We were casual friends. And she had this friend, her handle was Desert Flower. And Desert Flower apparently took an interest in me, and she called me up and asked me where I was going. I said, well, skating rink, what else was I was going to do at 14 going on 15? And she was 18, and she came up the skating rink and picked me up and bought me beer and took me parking.
She wanted a piece.
And I was so naive, it didn't even dawn on me that an 18-year-old girl would be interested in me at 14. I thought she just wanted to talk. That's true, but after we got back parking and she started looking at me, and I'm holding my beer, and then she bought me and she's got hers, and she's sitting there looking at me, and we're, I'm like, well, I guess she wants to do more than park. More than talk, rather. Yeah, and then after that, I'm talking to my friends, and like, yeah, I'm bad. 14-year-old kid scores 18-year-old girl. I'm bad.
Ranger, they gave you bragging rights all the way through high school.
Yeah. The truth was, I was very naive and very experienced, and there really wasn't prepared to handle an 18-year-old girl at age 14. But I did my best.
years, I'm still with her, so must be doing something right.
I met her brother years later. I was substitute teaching when I was about 22 years old at the high school, and there was this guy that had kind of looked like her, and he had the same last name. I said, are you related to anybody named Lee? because he, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's my elder sister," and I was like, "No, don't tell him." I just like, yeah, I met Lee a few times. Let's see if there was any other. Blue Fox, when I was in my 20s, a bunch of guys, there was a party, whatever, and there was this girl I heard of was Blue Fox. And I'd already heard about the Blue Fox from one of my friends, and so I did go over there. I was curious. Her first name was Wanda. And I was curious to see this girl that I had heard stories about.
Welcome back, 21.
Matter of fact, Wanda, she, at some point, Wanda got in trouble. She became a police officer, and last time I saw anything about her, she got in trouble at work because she tasered another police officer in the butt, and apparently it made the newspaper. She was in hot water for that.
Trying to figure out something there.
Trying to figure out this YouTube thing. I had to make a new channel.
That's a good handle. That's a good YouTube name. Watch out, they're going to say, okay, hey, how you doing, bug?
They already did.
Yeah.
You have to make it 2 words. One, I don't know how somebody figured out to use that for Gmail, but they did.
Wow. North Charleston wanted to see what I look like. Well, see, the videos aren't about me. It's about the people on the radio. And about the radios, there's not old dirty diaper night. It's old radio night there in North Charleston. But I'm going to show you a picture. I'm going to show you here. Let's see. Here he is right here. Radio. Do you know who that is there?
I seen it when I was a little kid.
Yeah, that's the original one there, way back, man, when that thing first came on TV. I got that for my oldest son there. That thing must be 40 years old.
Yeah, I watched it when I was a little kid. I wish they still played it.
They still have it on there. I've seen it on there before. I don't remember what channel or where, but it comes on, or it did about a couple months ago.
Oh, no kidding. I got Hulu. I got some pretty good Hulu, but I don't know if I've seen Up on there yet.
Right. Try to post him up on top of the radio in just a minute.
Oh, I used to watch them when I was a kid.
Okay, whatever they got, I just go by what they got. You see, the same there, North Charleston? Oh, yeah. You see that, what you call it? Oh, man, Knights plaque there you had? Yeah, I see that. I see, the clock. There's something, on the left side of that, Knight's head over there, like an eagle or something. Yeah. Let's see, clock. Yeah. That's that was an eagle that I had made that I was going to have sewn on the back of my CB jacket, my CB vest. But I never did do it. It was too big. That's over there. And that plaque that it's hanging on, that's something that went with the night thing. Yeah, that looks great. I like it. buddy painted that with an airbrush.
Yeah, I see him all the time at the holidays.
Yeah, 10-4. I got all kind of stuff on that night there. I got all the CB belt buckles on there, hanging on there, and stuff like that. Okay, going back to the radio. Are you happy now? You seen Alf? No Charleston?
Yeah, 10-4, is that what that big, what you call that stuffed animal is called?
Yeah, Alf. Alien life form there. It used to be on TV. I guess you'd have never watched TV, and but that's when it was on there.
Okay, I never heard of Alf, but, back in the 80s, I used to see Blake.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. Well, you need to Google it and get it on YouTube there. Being you got a new name, North Charleston, or you had it already. Instead of looking at the videos on the music, or I don't know how you look at videos on music, but anyway.
You type in something like, Spanky and Our Gang. Spanky and Our Gang. Type that in there, and then you play, you search for Sunday Will Never Be the Same. Click on that song, and then you can sing that song all day long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that clock is I bought that off the internet. It's a official CB radio station, emergency communications, and it worked for a little while, but it never did keep good time. I've been meaning on getting going to Walmart and getting a new little clock thing and putting it in there, but that's been like on a scale of 1 to 10 on what I do around here. That's like about $1 million,
Yeah, looks like it says about 12:35 on it here on the YouTube. Looks like it says 12:35. So you'll have to take that down and get you a nice new clock over there at Walmart.
Yeah, well, it's right twice a day. That's more than I am.
Well, I got me a new phone today. One got me a new phone, and it answers and it rings now. But the girl, she misspelled a lot of my passwords, so I'm gonna have to take it back tomorrow.
Why was she doing it?
I don't know. I was right there with her, and she was sitting there at the desk, and she was asking me questions, passwords, everything, and brought the phone home, and it's all, she even has my my email all messed up.
Yeah, well, why didn't you do it?
I didn't do it because I figured that's the way it was done. I figured the girls programmed the phones for you.
Okay, you turn your radio up, you got louder.
What happened, sir? What you say, Mr. T?
I see you turned your radio up and you got louder.
Turn the radio off.
Hey there, Loveinator. Hey, you got a little hiccup coming back in your speaker there.
Oh, it's back?
Yeah, roger that.
Well, the doggone, ain't that dumb? I haven't done none. I did turn a switch on up above there, but because the room was cool off, so I think I turned the heater on in here to heat it up a little bit.
Oh, you definitely coming in loud over here. I just wanted to let you know that little hiccup is definitely coming through there. A little bit, it sounds a little bit different, but it's definitely coming through.
Right, Joe. I think I'm going to get out of here in just a little bit, so I'm about ready to turn into a pumpkin.
down, man, there was a moment there. There was a OS moment there, but we got it down, and we got that pole extended a little bit there, and then we got it back up, and that was a little bit something too. But it's up, and the guidelines are on. And it's a little bit taller than it was.
I think it's receiving better, to tell you the truth. I don't seem to have as much noise at this moment.
Yeah, you got some background noise there. You playing that video game?
North Charleston. Where'd you go to North Charleston?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm gonna show you a picture of Night Ranger from like 1985.
Oh no!
Guitar player for Blue Oyster Cult. He looks like Buck Dharma for Blue Oyster Cult.
Hey, Dirty, how can I share a photo on this thing? I can't share no photos with y'all?
You ever seen or ever heard of Blue Oyster Cult? Go to their web pages or their, record pages or whatever, and you'll see a guy named Buck Dharma. He looks like that guy right there. The old Night Ranger. We gonna call it a night. We enjoyed it, and we'll do it again on the bump around, no doubt about it. We'll put it on you later. I'm clearing out.
Okay, that 15-4, you really hung in there a long time, man. I'm surprised to see what time it was there. And, hey, you sounding real good tonight. This radio is really, it's not making you sound good. It's allowing me to hear how good you do sound. I appreciate you sounding so good coming out of my radio. And, I don't know, it just kind of like tickles me all over. I get like that guy you said, get a thrill running down my leg. Hey, I'm back out. Didn't have to come back on that, okay?
Hey, this is Saw Blaze. Saw Blaze says you have a good night. Have a good night there.
Yeah, somebody, 21, I heard what you said, and that was so over the top. Hey, there is no response. Bye.
Hello.
Talk to you later, Saw Blade. Enjoyed it.
How about Mr. 15-4? Night Ranger.
Mark on my channel just said, yeah, Wanda, he knows Blue Fox. I forgot about that. Yeah, he definitely knows Blue Fox.
Yeah, 15-4's going 10-7.
All right, 54, have a good night.
Put it on you later. I'm clearing out.
15-4, have a good night. Mr. T over in the corner said that. Forward, you were eliminated.
Eliminated, no doubt about it. I think pulling that dude up a little bit in the air, and you throwing a pretty good signal back this way. All right, Mr. Eliminated, the man with the true penetrator. 15-4, clearing out.
Right, Joe. Hey, I tore that old penetrator down. I had to put it away for a little while. I picked me up a new 827 Cyril. I got to clean that old penetrator up.
That's right. It's time to get it, ain't no doubt about it. Put it on you later. I'm clearing out.
Roger, Joe. Have a good night.
Hey, Night Ranger.
Yeah.
Budweiser wants to know how you can share a
can share a photo in the chat room.
And he would have to email that photo to you, and then you would have to print it out and then stick it up there on the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably right. That sounds right. Is it raining out there? Look, now there's some SWR. It looks like it's changed a little. Must be some condensation on the antenna.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's condensation on the antenna. I just checked the SWR. So it's throwing off my watt meter reading.
Wow.
So, 21, what is this? Cam 88. Cam 88. Boy, that's pretty.
Cam 88 is a tube-type radio. This B&K Cobra, you know, I think it was right around 1968, somewhere in there, that 1971 or two, they had it. It's the tube radio, 23 channel. I don't know what else to tell you. It's there's another one that looks similar to it, exactly the same size, except it's black with some chrome on it, not a whole lot, and that's the Cobra, the Cam 98 instead of the 89. It's the 98, and I got one of them too. I don't know why I didn't put it over here where you can see it. Let me go get it and set it on top of this one, then you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, that thing's real pretty. I need to get my high gain Utopia and put it on the YouTube or get it set up so I can talk on it some more, let it run a little bit, let it heat up. We got to get that high gain 620 Utopia fired up. Roundabout said that.
Yeah, that's a pretty radio, that Utopia there, no doubt about it. That's a nice radio, the sideband. It's got one tube in it, and it really sounds good. I've heard it on there before. You need to get you just a plug-in video camera and plug it in. You probably got a bunch of them there, and do a video gate there on YouTube some night. All right, I'm back out. I got to get that Cam 98.
To answer your question, Sawblade, yeah, I got 21 on the computer, and I got Night Ranger on the phone on the video gate.
What's that, Mr. Eliminator?
I said to answer your question, I got 21 on the computer on the gate, and I got Night Ranger on the phone on the gate.
Oh, roger that, roger that. I got it. 10-4.
So, Eliminator, you just had one CB romance.
Yeah.
I had a couple, but none of them were very long-lived. They were all just pretty much quickie encounters. One or two encounters, that was about the extent of it.
Alright.
Just a little quick. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with no little quickie, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you know.
There was this drop-dead gorgeous girl on the CB back when I was a teenager that her handle was Heartbreaker. And she was too, man. Blonde-haired, blue eyes, and she was pretty.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
About a fella, there was a gal back then day called Sweet Honesty. Anybody know her?
Oh, I see that Cobra 98. Cobra 98 on the YouTube. I see it.
I don't remember her now. Night Ranger, he was from Rock Hill. He wasn't around here then.
There was Sweet Honesty and Cozy Carr. I think Cozy Carr works for the Hanahan Fire Department nowadays. He was KEVA 471 and KAYA 1490 back then.
Right.
That was this girl I wanted to meet. Her handle was Brown Sugar. She wasn't. She wasn't what the handle suggests, but she was. I remember hearing her when I was a very young, 12 or 13-year-old, and her voice would definitely make your ears perk up and take notice if you were a young man, you're a young boy.
You see that matching radio on top, the Cobra 98?
I see that. That's a good looking radio.
Yeah, it's basically about the same radio. I don't know exactly what all the difference is. It does have a few more features than the one that before it. They got a little fancier with the way that they wrote Cobra. It made it kind of look like a Cobra. And it's got a calibration knob on it to where you can calibrate the meter for SWR. It's a switch, and I'm going to show you what that is right there. There's your calibration knob right there. Let's see, we'll get the camera on it. Calibration knob right there to calibrate the meter. Okay. That's your modulation meter. That's the dyno boost right there, where you can boost your modulation, like for local or long distance. And then this is where you set your SWR and switch right here. That's the PA or regular CB, it says PA or receive, I don't know. Squelch, volume, tune, delta tune there. There's your phone jack right there. There's your mic, big old mic jack, channel indicator and your knob, and that's the speaker, and it has the writing up there and tells you what the stuff is there. That's how that is. This one down here is a little bit different, It's got PA off and on, well, PA and CB, and then your squelch, volume, fine tune, which is the same as the tune on that one, phone, earphones or whatever, you can plug an external speaker in, and then your mic and your channel thing there. Dyno boost right there. Cut it off. Hello. That's it off right there. And that's with it on right there. Okay, that's it. That's the two different ones there.
Well, they were definitely ahead of themselves, that's for sure. They had a lot of stuff back there. Looks good.
Yep. Radios were kind of more fun back then, it seemed like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like having a 1957 Chevrolet, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a ton of people to talk to back then, too.
Oh, yeah.
See, it was like, back in the 70s, it was like half the cars running around that had CB antennas on them.
It's like the old days, and I did it, I know y'all did it too, and then even with the CB, you'd kind of look at the meter when someone was talking, it kind of like, it helps you hear them. I don't know how to explain it, it kind of helps you hear the people when they were talking. It was like, way back before they had televisions, and even when they did, you'd kind of look at the dial of the radio sitting around in the living room, and you had the big old stand-up radios like the Zenith with the big old round dial in the middle and lights, and knobs and stuff, and you sit there and look at that lit up dial and hear the people talk, it seemed like looking at that helps you hear them. I don't know, does that sound like it's right?
Well, it didn't help me hear them, but it was kind of like the visual personality to the voice was looking at their signal and, watching the meter while they talk.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a little too young for that, but I got you.
Well, you can still do it with the meter on your CB radio. You can kind of look at that too, and it seems like it kind of helps you hear them better. I don't know, I don't know, it's like if there's 2 or 3 people in there trying to talk at one time, say in skip land, and you can kind of associate the needle with a guy that's got 4 dB, and then there's another guy that's got 4 1/4 or 3 1/2, and you want to hear the guy with 4, you kind of zero in on the one you want to hear the best and watch that needle that's how I do it.
You know what? You normally what you picture somebody's going to look like is never what they look like. If you even try to picture them, you see them, they look completely different. But there's one person I heard on the CB one time, and I absolutely completely pegged how they looked. There was this guy in Gaston. He was a ham, and I'm not saying this about all hams, just this one guy. He was the most nerdy individual I think I'd ever heard on the air. He was just concentrated, dripping nerd. And one day I was at a Radio Shack in Gastonia, North Carolina, and this guy comes walking through and he's got the scanner on the belt and the 2 meter, and as soon as I saw him, I says, that has to be that nerdy ham operator. And he walked up there and started ordering something like that, and I said, are you such and such? And he gave his call, and he said, well, yeah, I am.
And he had a pocket protector.
That's the only one I've ever pegged, but as soon as I saw him, I said, that's got to be that ham operator, because nobody else could be that concentrated nerd. But I got it 100% right. As soon as I saw him, that's him.
Well, what that was, 2 people one time. You ever talk last? Go ahead. Oh.
I could get up with somebody, but I don't know who it was.
What?
Right about me, I just said you just lost your connection, 21.
I did?
Oh, 99.
Hello, hello. I don't know what happened. It's still doing something over there. I'm moving the meter around. Let's see. Maybe it's not getting out to you.
Yeah, I can see it over here.
I had to refresh my webpage.
Maybe that's what I gotta do.
Oh, it dropped out?
I had like the circle, the white circle where everything stopped, and you say, what's going on with my computer? But I think it's back up now.
It's buffering for some reason. Somebody must have been using some extra data on the line there. Yeah, because I've only got 1.7 stream speed, and you really need about the minimum of 4. 10 is great. 4 is minimum. I've got 1.7. Now, if I go ahead and pay $89 a month, they'll boost me up to 200 the speed of the upload, the streaming, and then get, that's the TV and everything, but I just don't want to do it right now. I'm paying half of that price, for TV, and I'm paying I think it's something like $41 a month because I got my own router modem. I'm going to cut off this other computer over here. It must be sucking my voltage down or something there, so I'm going to cut this one off over here so I don't, I had it Wi-Fi in there, but I'm going to shut it off. I've got a Cat 5 cable running to this one that's doing the video.
Oh yeah, Cat 5 is definitely the way you want to go. The new stuff's Cat 6, but I don't know too much about that.
I don't know what the difference is.
It's a higher data transfer rates.
Okay.
Instead of only being able to go 100 megabytes per second, it allows it to go 1,000 megabytes per second.
Wow. What do you say there, number 3 in the circle?
I said, tomorrow they're having the Oyster Festival.
Yeah, I heard about that. That'll be nice. This be probably one of the first years that hadn't rained and got all muddied up over there.
Yeah, it was kind of rainy last year, that's for sure.
So you gonna go on out there?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Gotta go back to the store and get my phone fixed.
Okay. Did you use the same number on your phone?
Yes.
So that other phone is dead.
Yeah, it's dead right now, but the same number
Metro PCS.
Metro PCS, what is that?
That's what the other Mr. T has.
No, I went to the Xfinity.
Oh, okay. Is that what you had before?
No,
Oh, okay.
I had Walmart before.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, we had them too, and they had it all messed up. They tried to say that we hadn't paid them and all that, and they tried to put a repossession company on me, and I mean, whatever you call it, you know. And I had to really get on them, you know, because I had to, when we canceled it never did work. And we had it like about 3 months, and I went and turned the phone back in to Walmart and got a receipt for it and paid them, and they said we owed them $80 more because we didn't finish the contract out or something, you know, and it didn't say anything about that, and so I had to keep sending them, you know. Finally, I got them to realize that they were, it wasn't that way, so everything was good. But that was a nightmare, that Walmart junk.
Well, I would go to that oyster festival, but shoot, I got to go back there and get this thing straightened out. Got some good oysters if you want to pay $12 or $14 for a bucket full and look at everybody and listen to some bands that are 100 yards away from you and watch people walking by, you know, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, I just rather get me some and cook them myself, and I use that turkey fryer, you know, with the basket in the bottom, put some water in that, and that's how I cook them there.
Yeah, I need to find out where my brother-in-law got his on New Year's Eve, because those were excellent. They were excellent darn oysters. I really liked them.
Yeah, 10-4. Look here, not trying to start any trouble with you, but next time you talk to Crazy, whatever her name was, Crazy, what was her name, Crazy, Wanda?
No.
What was her name?
Donna?
Crazy Donna.
Yeah, I saw her on, like, Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I thought you'd go to play bingo with her and pay for it.
Well, every time I go with her to play bingo, I'm the one that wins, and then I have to split with her. So I think I want to go to bingo by myself and keep all the money.
Yeah, that'd be a smart thing to do. No, what I wanted you to ask her, you know, when I talked to her brother, that he was, you know, kind of weird there, ask him what the price is that he wants for that thing that I was asking him about. You know, what is his price on it?
Okay, yeah, I can set that up.
You know, what is his price for that, that I'll send you an email of what it is. You know, I don't know if you remember. I don't want to say what it is there, but, you know, because I know somebody that was trying to buy it, they were waiting on to get money to do it. He still got it, and so he don't use it because I don't ever hear him. I don't ever hear anybody calling for him. So, you know, he might sell it there. You know, see what price he wanted to put on it there.
His wife had something on Facebook. Oh, I need to get a job. Does anybody know where I can get a job at? I need to get a job. So I can write a thing to his wife, and maybe she'll say, hey, honey, you need to sell that thing.
Yeah, well, don't get anything started with his wife, you know.
That might be the one to go through, because she knows me. I know her a lot better than the husband.
Okay, yeah, he's got a big mouth. I wouldn't want to deal with him too much there.
Yeah, I mean, she went to bingo with me, and Crazy Donna, you know. I mean, she's a friend of mine on Facebook, and she's known me for, you know, 10 or 15 years, so she's the one I'd rather deal with. She can probably pull the strings.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, don't do it yet till I give you the name of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 10-4.
All right, okay, I'm standing by.
Well, you still out there? Hey, 21, you still out there?
No, I'm not out here. Are you? How about that 929, that Babaloo? You out there?
Yeah, just trying out this
I converted a Texas Star. I made it into a 667 Texas Star, and I converted the damn thing to a little 5-pill.
Right. Well, let's see. That Texas Star has one driving 4.
Roger, one driving 4. Well, what I got here is a SD 1446 driving 4, those RFT 2879.
Yeah, 410. Well, originally it had a 2290 driving them, right?
That's right. It had 2290. I went to fix this for somebody, but then you can't order the boards anymore like you used to. You used to get the board stuff without the pills. You know, it had the discrete parts in there without the transformers. But you can't do it no more.
Okay.
So you can't replace it. You can't fix the printed circuit board, and I gave up. Kept blowing pills. So what I did, I just took the guts out and used the heat sink and all the push buttons. And if I put the cover on, you couldn't tell it was a Texas Star.
Has a world clock over there, digital world clock there. It's probably tomorrow already, or there's probably Sunday over there already.
I guess it is.
Sawblade just signed out. You guys were keyed up. Sawblade, we'll talk to you later.
Sawblade, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, 10-4. Hey, 21, Night Ranger, Mr. Eliminator. Hey, I'm going 10-7. I'm back on out of here and I'm back out.
See you later, Sawblade. Enjoyed you being in there, man. We'll do it again.
Alright, Sawblade, catch you later. I'm going to get out of here myself. You're working too hard today. Say the diaper. And Mr. Night Ranger. We're going to get out of here ourselves and see if we can't catch up on a little bit of other stuff.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, Mr. Mudduck is telling me it's 2:45 p.m. on Sunday in Australia right now. He's going to go. Okay there, Mr. T. Enjoyed it, man. It's 21. We're standing by.
All right, Miss T, talk to you later. Enjoyed it as always.
Roger, appreciate y'all. We're down.
I'm getting sleepy too. I'm over here wiping sleep out of my eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and close the video gate down and wish everybody a good night. Enjoyed it.
Alright, break. Good night, 21. Talk to you.
All right there, Babalu. Hey, before you go there, Night Ranger, can you do an imitation of a kookaburra bird?
I don't know what they sound like.
Whatever that.
I have no idea how to do that.
Something like that, but anyway, Mark told Mr. Mudduck don't let the kookaburra birds bother him tonight.
Tomorrow for us.
We call them drop bears. Drop bears. I don't know, never heard of that. Drop bears. Wow, that's what they call them down there. Bears, yeah.
Alright, guys. Talk to you later. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here and get back inside and get ready for the Old Tube Radio Network out of California. It's on Channel 11, but it's OTR, Old Tube Radio Network, and they have people in that area and maybe Skipland that call in and tell them what kind of radio they have, and then Dennis at the control station brings up the picture and puts them online, and you can see what radio they're talking on, and they'll discuss the radio and whatnot, and some of them are kind of weird radios you never even seen or heard of before. So I enjoyed y'all being out there, man, and I enjoyed it, so I'm going to get ready to shut it off like Night Ranger. 21 over here, hey, in the swamp. I'm back out.
21, I appreciate y'all letting me hang out with y'all tonight. I appreciate the hospitality of the group here. You're a bunch of fun guys. Buckweiser 465, Bono Beach, standing by.
All right, dear. 3 in the Circle in Budweiser. Yeah, man, we try to do it every Saturday night at 8 o'clock, man. And, we're on here a lot there, and we get together and sometimes go out and have lunch or something there, or dinner or something sometime, and we need to do that again. Last time we went up to Ryan's, and it was pretty neat. I forgot how many was up there. It was pretty good group there, and so we'll do it again sometime. And there'll be a CB break down in Walterboro again. I can't remember the exact date. Seemed like it was on the 8th month, and I might be wrong. I don't know, but it'll be Low Country Mud Ducks will be there, and people fly in and drive from all over the place, man. You wouldn't believe it. So I went last year, and I'm gonna go again. So that's why I wanted to get a walkie-talkie that would work.